Well. Guess who it is? It's me again. I'm back. Been a little while since the last flea market pickups, but that's just because I haven't been there in a while. Last week I couldn't go to the flea market, and I think the week before I did go. I did go to the flea market, but I didn't do a video because all I got here, I'll pull them out. Yeah. I got 3 Nintendo Power magazines, all from around 1997, 1998, when like the N64 was in like full swing. Yeah, it was in volume 98, volume 108, and this one is, it was this guy's last issue, so I can't really see what volume number it was, because I don't want to really pull this off. But it's what was it? The front cover, oh, it's volume 113, my mistake. Yeah, it's Turok 2, and they're going to reveal Zelda Explored, as you can see. It was pretty cool. I think I paid like $10 for just all of these, so yeah. I feel like it wasn't really worth it making a video of it, so I just didn't bother. This week though, and I don't want to overhype anyone, but this is probably one of the best flea market pickups, like flea market goings I had ever happened. In fact, like it's funny because I almost wasn't gonna go because I was up really late the night before. In fact, I didn't get a wink of sleep before we were supposed to go to the flea market around like 4:30 or so. So I was like running on 0 sleep when I went there. Thankfully, I didn't I went to bed as soon as I got home. But let's just say I'm really glad I decided to go because, well, let's start with some of the more lower end stuff. Most of what I have this week is records. I didn't get any records the last time I did this flea market thing, so you might not notice, but you can kind of probably see it in the corner. I don't want to turn the phone or whatever, so it's just gonna kind of stay there. But yeah, I've got like a whole like shelf of records I've been collecting for a few years now. My taste isn't exactly like super refined or anything, I just kind of I like what I like. But my friend who I go to flea markets with, he's the real records guy. He has a fuck ton more than I do, and I mean, I'm not saying I have a lot, but I have some. So let's start with Orson Welles starring in Dracula. It seems like, it's like an original radio broadcast. It just seems like it's Orson Welles narrating like a play of Dracula. I don't think it's the Bram Stoker novel. That would take. There's no way they'd fit the entire fucking book on one record. That doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, I thought it looked cool. It seems like it's in pretty decent shape. I'm not it was only like $5, so I wasn't really too concerned. It just seemed I had like a $10 bill and I didn't want to ask for change. So what I did was I just like picked out 2 records that I thought were kind of cool that maybe I'd like to see or just like put in my collection. But this next record that I got from the same guy is really interesting. So you can see it was $5. You probably can't see it actually, but there's a little sticker that says $5 Dutch alt rock. I was like, okay, I like alternative rock. I've never seen this record before in my life. The band. Oh, okay, hang on. The band is Trespassers W, and the album is Roots and Locations. Again, good shape. And it, I don't know, it just seemed really cool. And it was only $5. I figured I'd, take a shot And if it's not good, I only wasted $5 on it. I don't really care that much. No big deal. Don't worry about what's happening out there. But yeah, I'd never heard of this band. I'm excited to listen to them. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. You never know, right? Might actually like them. Yeah, so those were a couple of the things. The first couple things I got. Sorry. First couple things I got. Then went to this guy named Richie. Now Richie gets a lot of records and he sells a lot. And he had a very nice Memorial Day sale. Yeah. Was it this Genesis, self-titled? $5 originally. Great shape, by the way. $5. Knocked it down to $3. Or I think $4. Knocked it down to $4. You know, like $1, but no big deal. Yeah. Genesis. My dad really likes Genesis. I figure I should probably get into him at some point. You know, I like Phil Collins, so I'll probably like his band. And this one I should probably already had in my collection already, but it's Born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen. It's yeah, I had the opportunity to buy this record like a few months ago, and I just like kind of passed up on it. I don't really know why. But yeah, you know, it's got Dancing in the Dark and Born in the USA, so I wouldn't, you know, $4 for that alone I figured was worth it, and it's a pretty good album, so, or at least that's what I hear. Okay, and my friend Brian, the guy I go shop records with, he pointed this one out to me. Combat Rock. I think this one was 10, but it got slashed down to 8. So, you know, some people don't really like the more pop-ish sound they kind of went into, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really think... I mean, I like Rock the Casbah enough. Should I Stay or Should I Go? That's a good one. Just, yeah, you know, kind of a essential record for your collection, especially if you're into, like, punk and stuff. And, you know, I'm a dabbler. I don't mind it. But you know, I like the popular stuff at least. Okay, the last record I got today was from Richie, Jake Bugg, Mr. Jake Bugg. You don't see a lot of more modern records from at the flea market, so it kind of caught me off guard. And this record, like, you know, I like it. Actually, I think the first side is a lot better than the second side, but maybe I'll change my mind a bit on it the more I listen to it, because I think I've only listened to this album all the way through once. But yeah, I like Jake Bugg. He's pretty good, and the price, it says 40 on here, but his Memorial Day sale brought it down to like 30. So I was like, you know what? I'll fucking pay 30 for it. It's sealed too. It's got the hype sticker or whatever they call that, and everything. It's like a gatefold. I checked to see what the prices were online. To make sure I didn't like fucking swindle myself. Not that I think he would have done that, but. Like the prices or whatever online are like, I think it's like 20 something euros or whatever, including shipping, because it's all like all the people on Discogs are selling them from like out of the United States, so to ship it over here would cost like way more. So I think $30 is a pretty good deal for this record. That's it for the records. How many records did I actually get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is, I think, is actually a record. no pun intended for me. Brian usually gets a fucking huge stack of them, I swear. If you're watching this, Brian, congrats on getting that new order. I got one more thing in here, but there's another thing I want to grab first before I grab the thing out of the backpack. So stay right there while I go and grab this thing. So there are these guys that I usually go to the they sell games, right? It's these two dudes, and they have like a big selection of games and stuff, and they sell them for like pretty decent prices. So that's where I got the Jet Force Gemini and the Mario and Wario from the first video, among some other stuff over time. Yeah, it's these two guys. They usually sell a bunch of stuff, and one of them comes up to me and he says, "Check out what we got today." And he shows me this big case, this Travel Master Southern case. So he shows me what's inside this thing, and I'm like, I'm pretty interested. I'm enticed, to say the least. They both got like swamped for a bit, and I'm just kind of like waiting around trying to get like a price on it, because the guys are like kind of iffy on whether or not they want to sell it. Eventually, one thing led to another, and I offered him a price. He offered me one back. We kind of met in the middle, and well, I am the proud owner of a fucking, I don't know how well you can see this, but of a Sega Saturn. All the cords and everything. And this beautiful case. Wonderful case. So, yeah. They apparently had just gotten it from like some other guy. Said it was in mint condition, and I'm inclined to agree. So you look at this thing. It's a Model 2 Saturn. You can tell because of the circular power and reset buttons, among some other things. And I mean, just like my camera isn't gonna do this justice because it fucking sucks, frankly. But like, I'm like, look at this fucking thing. And like, what was it? The CMOS battery in the back here. Pristine. It's not even the tab from it isn't even pulled out. I don't know if it necessarily means this, but I was told by them that pretty much means that it probably hasn't even been played. Like, it hasn't even been used. Yeah, they got this from some guy who said it was in mint condition. Inclined to agree, and that it was a rental unit. In case people don't know, they used to, I mean, obviously they used to like rent out video games and stuff, but apparently they also used to do that for consoles. I didn't know about this. I didn't know people rented consoles. It seems kind of crazy to me, but I guess it happened. You would put down like $30 to rent it for the weekend, but you'd also put in a deposit, because like, unlike stolen blockbuster games, stolen consoles are even bigger of a liability if they lose that shit. So yeah, so you kind of had to throw down a pretty penny just to rent something for the weekend. So I'm not surprised that I've never heard of this sort of like model for like owning a console. So I can't imagine it was very successful, especially for something like the Sega Saturn, because this thing is beautiful. It's downright beautiful. It must have. I mean, we can speculate all day on what happened to this thing, but I imagine it probably just sat in this case, in the Blockbuster for how long it took for that place to close down. Someone must have like taken it home with them and just kind of kept it in here until they, you know, it passed hands, and now all of a sudden I own a fucking Sega Saturn. Yeah, Sega Saturn is... I've been saying this for a long time between my friends, but like a Sega Saturn, the Saturn is like a console that's like really fascinating to me because I have no nostalgia for it whatsoever, and like I was hardly aware of its existence. I knew about the Dreamcast because we had a Dreamcast, but we didn't have a Saturn, and I didn't know anyone who did. Especially considering I'm like 21, so obviously this is a little before my time, but not as much as you might think. So yeah, like over time I've just been like kind of fascinated in the Sega Saturn, and I always kind of like tell myself like one day I'd probably get one just to like kind of see what the big deal is, because some people really do swear by this console, not as much as Dreamcast, far from it, but it's got some cool games. It's got some cool games like Panzer Dragoon and shit is really cool. From what I can tell, I've never played it myself, but yeah, I was checking to see if there was writing on here. Anyway, the last thing is Grandia for the Saturn. Now I know this thing's coming on the Switch, but those two guys, the same people who sold me the Saturn, had this like copy of Grandia for as long as I've been like shopping at the flea market. So I just kind of like felt like, you know, I've seen it every time, no one buys it. So, you know, it was like $7, so I figured I'd pick it up. I need something to test this, right? I almost don't want to test it, right? I kind of just want to keep it here, because I mean, I like to think I take good care of my stuff, but, you know, only so much. And, like, over time, it's just gonna, you know, it's gonna get worn down a little. But it comes with, like a little peripheral guide showing you off, like, a bunch of games that comes with it. Like, oh my god, this fucking thing is insane. Such an insane find. If I had not come that Memorial Day, who knows? Who knows what would happen? I might not have gotten this thing. They were kind of iffy on selling it to begin with. They weren't really sure if they wanted to sell it. I'm glad I pulled the trigger on it though, because, you know, just like how many opportunities does someone have to find a Model 2 Sega Saturn in, I mean, it's kind of hard to call it mint condition considering it's not like in its original packaging, but like it's damn close. Almost no blemishes on this thing. They don't want me. Well, they told me I can come back next week for like a certificate of authenticity that's supposed to come with this thing. So if I do another flea market pickups next week, if I get anything good, I'll show that off too. But yeah, that's gonna do it. That's everything I picked up this week. Overall, I mean, I'm sure you could tell from the way I'm talking, but I'm really happy with what I got. I got some really cool records. I got a fucking Sega Saturn. I'm gonna actually, after I record this and, like, you know, fix up the audio and stuff, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I'm gonna actually fucking test this thing out just to see how it is. If it doesn't work, I'll be pissed, because, you know, I paid like $170 for this whole thing. Not that I really regret that. I think that's a pretty decent price for what I have here. If it was just like a loose Saturn, then I mean I wouldn't consider that, but I'm happy. And I'd like to thank you guys, everyone watching, And I hope you guys keep checking out the vlogs that I'm making. I know it's been a while since a main channel video. I'm currently in the process of moving right now, so I've been kind of dragging my feet in that regard. I think once the move happens, I'll be in a better position to start making videos again. So I hope these vlogs can kind of tide people over. In the meantime, rest assured, I'm not gonna be like, this isn't gonna be like my main thing or anything. Oh, Lord knows I can just talk into a camera for hours. Anything else? No, I think that's it. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.